Very excited, as always, to talk to the reigning, defending UFC Flyweight champion, a man that is finally getting the respect that he deserves in this business. The one and only Mighty Mouse, Demetrious Johnson, is on the phone. Demetrious, how are you?
I'm good, Errol. How are you, my friend?
I am doing great. What a pleasure it is to talk to you. You know, I said this at the top of the show. You probably heard it because I know you like to listen every week while you're doing the dishes. That's your chore for the day. You're doing the dishes, I'm told. Is it raining over there in Seattle?
You know, unfortunately, it is raining right now. Last week, we were blessed with beautiful weather, 80 degrees. Chandler's out there working on his tan, looking good. So, yeah, it's raining right now.
I love it. There's something, you know, I got to say, I'm going on a tangent here, but there's just something about you and these chores, the fence washing. I don't know what's okay. Well, let's go through it. We've conquered the fence washing.
The fence is washed. It just needs to be stained. I still got to pressure wash the concrete. So that's the chore. That's my goal when I get back home from my trip with the wife.
Okay, but why did it take so long to do this? Like, why was this like a 4-day process for you? Why couldn't you do it in one afternoon?
Because I have 2 kids and I have fucking like 30 panels to do, and it's very tedious work, and I ran out of gas. I got refilled, and the kids got to put them down for a nap. So, you know, I still have my other, you know, family chores to do as well. So that's just an extra on top of everything else. You know, I can't just drop everything else. You know, I'm still playing video games, still twitching, and doing the pressure washing too. So I even took 2 days off, so that's why it took so long.
I love the fact that I think for the first time in my life I heard you say ran out of gas. I never thought I'd hear that out of your mouth. Though I will say, like, it just feels like washing a fence is something that could take an hour or so. And then your head, what went wrong with your head? Like, what was going on over there? Was it sunburn? What was that white stuff on your head? We just showed a picture of it. What was that?
It was basically the wood particles off of the fence. So my fence hasn't been cleaned for 3 years straight. So I have to basically strip off all the old dead wood, and you know I'm basically doing it. Usually people when they pressure wash, they wear like a full suit. So you know they put the suit on, they pressure wash. You know when they get done pressure washing, they take the suit off. They're basically clean. I go all organic, my friend. No suit needed. Just take my shirt off and blast away. Then the wood particles get on my face, so that's why my wife wouldn't do it, because she goes, I got hair and shit, so I don't want that on my hair. And I was like, no problem, I will do it myself.
Do you wear goggles?
Oh, hell yeah, I wear goggles, yes.
Okay, good. Do you get splinters on your head?
Oh, yeah, splinters. I mean, not splinters, but the wood particles on my head, yes. They don't impact this beautiful bald head of mine, no.
But you're out there washing that fence shirtless. You got your 8-pack, you're rocking that, you got the sandals, the whole bit. Are people coming out of their house watching this? Because I feel like, you know, like the ladies of the neighborhood would just watch you do this. This is a big event for them.
No, the neighborhood and the ladies aren't coming out to watch me do this. They have husbands of their own that keep them very happy. So I don't think they need to come down there and watch this chocolate man work on the fence. I think they're well satisfied at home.
But it's not every day. It's not every day that someone, you know, as ripped and built as you is out there working hard on his, unless that is something that you do every day, is it?
So that is something I do every day when I'm home. I'm always outside with the kids and doing something, or playing with them, or working in the yard doing something. I'm a very active guy. You know, when I might get ready for my fight, or I don't have a fight booked, I'm always outside doing something. You know, I don't like to travel, or I'm not doing movies, or running around doing these interviews or press conferences and stuff. I'm at home, you know, spend time with the family.
How much was this weighing on your mind as you were preparing to fight Henry Cejudo? Because I don't know if you noticed this, you mentioned this almost in every single interview, that you had to go home and wash your fence.
It's good, dude. I'm not gonna lie. It's good that it's done. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have to worry about doing it anymore now. Next thing is take care of the concrete, and you know, me and my wife always try to make sure we set goals for ourselves to do something in the yard. You know, we got a water fountain to put in the front yard, so that was a big goal. And then now the fence is done. We got to stain it, and then we got to put caps on top of the fence post. You know, when you drive home, you work so hard to make your house look nice. And when you come home from the gym, when you come home from whatever you're doing, you pull up to your house, and it's a nice house. I mean, obviously I could pay somebody to do all this stuff, but there's something about, you know, putting that elbow grease in and, you know, let it be done. Do it yourself.
What an inspiration you are to men across this great country. Okay, so what's next? The concrete, that's next?
That's next. Concrete's next, baby.
Can we get, are we going to continue to chronicle this for, you know, the man like myself who is very inadequate when it comes to, you know, housekeeping and things like that? I'm almost living vicariously through you, not so much because of your fighting skills, just because of the way that you get things done. I mean, I text you, hey, we're going to call you at 1:25. You tell me, yep, I'm just doing the dishes. I mean, you really are a Renaissance man. You're the 2016 man. You should be man of the year, for God's sakes.
I appreciate that. And yes, I'll do a special video for you, Olani, when it comes to pressure washing the concrete. I'll take care of it. I'll give you something nice you'll like.
Okay, you have big news to break, right?
Yes, if you'd like me to break it. I mean, you can break it. You can give me the introduction. I'll try and knock it out of the park. So.
Okay. Demetrious Johnson, as I've been saying time and again for the last few years, is the most underappreciated champion in UFC history. He is not getting the love that he deserves from the company as far as promotion is concerned, from the fans, from his opponents. I mean, for God's sakes, we got 2 opponents now who he just beat. They're going to go teach other fighters how to beat him in a reality show. It's all crazy. But things are changing for Demetrious Johnson coming off that fantastic win over Henry Cejudo. Not only are they saying that he's potentially the pound-for-pound king, but the UFC is getting behind their guy. They're making things right. Is that not right, Demetrious?
Yes, absolutely. They've always been behind me. You know, the champ just signed, a new contract with the UFC, big deal. I'm very excited to announce that. I think it's great things to come in the future. I think it's a great thing that finally the UFC is giving the Ultimate Fighter, now it's a fighter show, the Flyweight. I think you guys are going to see a lot of great competitors. They're going to go around and grab the best flyweights out there. A lot of people who follow me on my stream or who talk to me, I'm probably one of the most humble people in the world, and I will continue to be humbled. There's always a bigger fish in the sea. The world is a huge place, and there's always a diamond in the rough, and I'm sure the UFC will find it, and I will walk horns with this gentleman eventually.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second, though. How many fights? That was all well and good, but how many fights did you have left on your old contract?
I had about 3 going in the fight with Henry Cejudo, so after I beat Cejudo, I had 2 left.
Okay, and as you know, free agency, testing the market, all that stuff, it's the flavor of the week or year in MMA. Did you consider doing that as well? Yeah, at one point, but at the same time, I think when fighters do that, they want to see what they're worth. But at the same time, if they're going to negotiating with the UFC and they get what they hear what they like, then there's no point in going out testing free agency. And the thing is, too, I don't care what anybody says. Even Rampage Jackson said it before. Nobody treats you better than the UFC. I mean, every single time I'm going to a place, and when I'm in a fight week, I am the first person to check the scale in the morning, and I can just call somebody in the UFC like, "Hey, Tony, the doors are locked to the workout room. Can I please get in?" They're like, "Absolutely, champ. We'll get you somebody down there." Even before I was champ, they would still treat me with courtesy and make sure if I needed something, they would take care of it, and that goes a long way. When I need to do my video production or my shooting, I'm like, hey, can I get this done in the morning? I want to get all my schedule done in the morning because I want the rest of the day to relax and train do my workouts or whatever. And they've always been accommodating to me. I don't really go on record saying all that stuff because it's somebody's business how well the UFC treats me. I don't need to go out there and find how well they treat me. Yeah.
It's something that they just do.
Well, that's great to hear. How were the negotiations?
They're good. I don't handle that. Matt Hume does.
So you had no part in any of it. They never asked you to weigh in, get your thoughts, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, they do, but at the same time, that I don't weigh in with the UFC. That's what Matt Hume does for me, and so does Brad Curtin, and we all sit down, we talk, and we discuss it. And prior for me going into the fight, Henry Cejudo, we're already talking about negotiations and what I wanted, and went out there and fought Henry Cejudo and did my job. And then, Matt Hume steps in, does his part, and my job is just to fight. That's my job. From day one, even when I was an amateur, one of my coaches instilled in me for the longest time, same as Matt Hume and even Dana White. Well, Dana White didn't instill this in me, but, Matt was like, dude, your job is to go out there and fight. Just go out there and fight and win, and everything will take care of itself. Even, a long time ago, I was in, Dana White and Lorenzo Fertitta's office, talking to him, and he was like, Lorenzo Fertitta, like, dude, you're so fucking dominant. Like, we need to make people believe you can lose, and that way people will tune in. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to do everything I can to let the world know my personality. This is who I am. I'm not going to be, I'll probably never be a shit talker because somebody comes in my face and goes, DJ, you fucking suck. I'll beat your ass. I'm like, okay, now, bye-bye, thank you. I'm going to go this way and go do something else. You have a great life. And that's as far as my trash talking goes because there's no point of it. Henry Cejudo, he says, I am the big cheese. I am the mousetrap. I'm going to catch on. Like, you ain't catching shit, dog. I mean, I could have said that, but, I didn't want to waste my energy and do it. And left it at that. So, but yeah, at the end of the day, I was like, dude, you just keep on winning. Anderson Silva didn't get, popular until he fought Chael Sonnen. And, he had that 5-round war with Chael Sonnen. Then they had another fight, the rematch. And Anderson blew him out the water. So for me, I think the world's starting to now catch my personality that I'm just a down-to-earth guy and I play video games and fight.
I love the fact that the UFC got this done before your contract was up, instilling that confidence in you, letting the world know that this is a fighter that we want to get behind. But did you realize this, Demetrious? As I was going to say at the top of this interview, and I said at the top of the show, you have the longest. I mean, I'm sure you knew that you have the longest current title defense streak in the UFC, 8 in a row. This is something that means a lot to you. You want to break that Anderson Silva record. Did you know that the next best person has 2 in a row?
Yeah. Somebody told me that the other day.
That's insane.
Like I said, well, it's part of the sport. The sport's always evolving, and that's what I'm always trying to do, working out with Matt Hume and Brad Kirsten. I've been to the same gym for 19 years. I've never went to a different gym to train with a different coach. You see a lot of fighters do it, and I think I'm going out there trying to find something. But if you're at the gym, I always believe when I lost, and I was okay, this is the reason why you lost. And I could have picked up and just left, like, oh, I'm not, getting what I need here, or this and that, or I don't have a physical therapist, or I don't have a power training system, or I don't have a dietitian, all that stuff. Instead, I was like, okay, how can I read a book to make my diet better? How can I fix this problem of my skill set together as a team instead of going somewhere and using something as a crutch to fix my problem, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's a credit to my team and Matt Hume and Brad Kirsten. We're going to continue to keep on working hard regardless of whoever we're fighting next and go out there and do our best. And that's how it's always been from day one before we defend the title for the first time. You
can make the case that in 2016, titles haven't meant this little in MMA ever. I mean, with all the interim titles and people in other organizations getting stripped for whatever, I mean, crazy reasons, and you can make the case because the title moves so much as well that becoming champion doesn't mean as much. I would argue that becoming the flyweight champion means more than becoming champion in any other division because you have been so dominant. Someone beats you, that means something. You know what I mean? Like, you can make the case that, yeah, maybe you don't get the pay-per-view buys and all that stuff, but your title means more than any other title out there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, the biggest thing is, like, a lot of people might not even care about me breaking Anderson Silva's record, but for me, it's a goal for myself. That way, on time to time, 10 years down the road in the UFC, I'm sure those will be running that, then they're going to, Mike Goldberg and Joe Rogan will be like, and we look at the title defense, who has the most record, and still, Demetrious Johnson, the man is retired, he still has it. Joe Rogan, he had time in that. Yeah, man, like I said, Demetrious Johnson was one of the best top fighters in the world of his time. I still believe he is. It's going to be cool to hear that. And that's one of my goals, just to, like I said, man, stay healthy, keep on learning, head to the gym right now to go train with Matt, and keep on evolving as a fighter.
Okay, so you mentioned tough. You like this idea? You think this is good? Because some people are like, what? They're going to give a title shot to a guy who's not in the UFC? What does this mean to the other guys in the division? And I know you've beat many of them, but as champion, I want to know if A, you like the idea, and B, did they give you the heads up this time, or was it like the last time?
Yeah, absolutely. A, I like it because I'll tell you guys why. And B, yes, they did. Before my fight with Henry Cejudo, we sat down. I basically approached Dana White. I was like, hey, dude, I think we got off on the wrong foot about this whole Ultimate Fighter show. And I think I want to say I was blindsided, but kind of by, people, not you, but people on the stream to where I should have taken the chance to read about it before. Well, I did read about it and give my honest opinion about it. But now that I know the true facts and the details about what's going on, that they're going to go around and get every single champion around the world. So here's the reason why I like it. So you have ONE FC, you have Bellator, you have World Series of Fighting, you have all these organizations in the world. They all have a middleweight champion. They all have a welterweight champion. They all have a flyweight champion. Now, we don't know who is the best in the welterweight division. You got Ben Askren over ONE FC tearing people up. I would love to see Ben Askren fight Robbie Lawler. But that would never happen unless they do an Ultimate Fighter show of the welterweight. Well, that gets to happen for me at the flyweight division to where they get to go out there and try to find every big fish in the sea, throw them in a house, they can fight, and then the winner of that will get to fight me. Now, if I'm able to go out there and beat this person, then that will solidify me as a, true king. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I think, the UFC has the best athletes in the world, but there's still so many guys they can have underneath their roster which gives other organizations to have their ponds filled. Does that make sense?
Yes. So is Demetrious Johnson the most active champion in the UFC right now going to wait till December? What is that? That's in 7 months. You're not going to fight for the next 7 months?
We'll see what happens. Like I said, my job is to stay healthy and stay active. And what I mean by active doesn't mean just fighting in the octagon, but stay active as in continuing to learn my craft and hone it and make my skills a lot sharper. So if the UFC calls me and gives me an offer to fight somebody, absolutely I'm going to take it. Even though they have the show that's, based around me, I'm sure the show might be based around, they're just going to get a title shot regardless. They didn't say, the show hasn't even aired yet. So for me, I'm focused on myself and continuing to get better.
Have they talked about what's next yet? I mean, have they sat down and said, okay, this is what they want you to do? Have you had that discussion? And where does the 135 talk fall into that? Because as you know, after the fight, everyone was talking about 135 for you.
Yeah, obviously, we just got the deal done, so no talks have been talked between me and the UFC. As far as, 135, you guys can possibly see me go back there. Like I said, guys, I'm a small guy. I mean, I woke up last night this morning weighing 138. So,
wow.
That's like 3 pounds for me to cut. With Conor going up to like 170, him weighing in at 169, I've never hit the scale, woke up weighing 145 in my life. So for me to go 135, it's like 3 pounds. So I'm truly fighting the bigger man when it comes to that. With that being said, like I said, we will see. There's things in the future that can lead me back to 135. I'm only 29 years old, so if I keep on fighting and beating the guys at 125, maybe I'll go off and do one offer up at 135 and maybe fight whoever the champion is up there. But we'll see. There's a lot of killers at 135 that, that they deserve their shot first before I could just, jump the line. And I'm a very honest man when it comes to doing that. Like, I'm not just like, hey, Asma Sterling, what's going on, dog? Hey, why don't you step aside? I'm going to let DJ get this crack real quick, dog. And then after that, if I win, we can fight. If I lose, you can jump back in front.
But is it fair to say that you want to break that Anderson record first and then go to 135 and toy around with that idea? Or could you do that in the middle?
No, I'm going to do that first.
Okay, so you got two more until you tie it, right?
2 more to tie it, and then so I got 3 more to break it, 2 more to tie it. And that's it. Who knows? I can go out there and fight my next fight and freaking lose. The next day I'm like, fuck this. Let's go to bantamweight and try myself. Go up there and do that. Or then maybe I might win at bantamweight. And I was like, I'm going to stay here. I'm not, anything is possible. So nothing's set in stone and engraved. So for me, my main focus is to beat the Anderson Silva record. And then once I do that, I will, I'll take a step back and evaluate things. And a lot of people don't understand, like, when I fight at bantamweight, I'm fighting bigger dudes. I'm taking more damage. Another great example is Frankie Edgar. I talked to his father-in-law, and he was like, dude, when Frankie fought at 155, he would end up in the hospital because he's truly fighting bigger dudes, and, like, they hit harder, and he was in a hospital. When he fights at 45, no more hospital visits, no more damage, which means he has a longer career. So, you have to weigh the pros and the cons when you fight up a weight class, bigger dudes. So don't worry, that's something I'm going to take into consideration as well when the time comes.
And also, things are going pretty well for you these days at 125. What's the point, right? They're like you're smoking everyone there. Why change things up? It ain't broke.
Yeah, I think it's to get the fans on the edge of their seat.
Yeah.
To challenge myself. Don't get me wrong, I am challenging myself at 125.
Yeah.
It's not easy going out beating these guys and then, coming out staying healthy in the gym. But my main goal at 125 is to break the Anderson Silva record, and then when anybody out in the world speaks of flyweight, I just want Demetrious Johnson to come out of their name. Like, I want to be the household name for the flyweight division. A lot of people might say you already are, but no, I want it. I was. Quick story, I was playing Counter-Strike on my stream on Twitch, and my fans were saying, hey, ask these guys if they know who Demetrious Johnson is. I was like, hey, guys, do you guys know who Demetrious Johnson is? Who the hell is that? And I was like, and I just started laughing super loud. And then my fans are like, the Twitch team was like, hey, ask me if they know who Conor McGregor is. And I was like, do you guys know who Conor McGregor is? They go, of course we know who the fuck that is. Then you think I've been living on a rock? And I was like, Jesus Christ. I need to get my name on that level. By fighting, being good, not ruffling feathers, just by my skill set. And it might never happen, but I believe I can get there just with my skill set.
Well, I think you're on your way. The tide is turning in your favor. Last thing, just curious, because I'm a curious guy. Did you get them pay-per-view points?
You are a nosy man.
Well, I do.
You are a nosy man.
I have a big nose.
Let's say I'm good, man. Let's say
You're happy.
Like I said, I'm always a humble man. I came from working, a full-time job, making $20,000 a year. I mean, I don't ever see. Let's just say the champ might not have to go work at fucking Costco after he's done fighting. Let's just say that.
Great. That is tremendous news. I am happy to hear that, my friend. Very happy for all your success. Keep it up. I'm looking forward to your next fight. You're not going to appear on The Ultimate Fighter, are you? That would be a little weird, right?
We'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. Keep me on my toes. Thank you for breaking that news on this show. Congrats on the new contract to you and your family. Great job, my man. And always great to have you on the program. I appreciate it very much.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone.
Oh,
Scott.
Yeah, by the way, keep up the yard work updates, okay?
Don't worry. I'm going to take care of you, Ariel.
You're the man. There he is. Mighty Mouse Johnson. Appreciate his time. Just signed a new 8-fight contract with the UFC. How about that? They got it done. Well done. Curious to see what they do with him next. Do they keep him on the sidelines till December? Do they have him fight in the interim? Interesting times for Mighty Mouse. He wants to get 2 more before he ties Anderson Silva's record, and then 1 more before he breaks it. And then let's see what happens with 135. That's a long time, especially in that division. A lot can happen.